Okay, we are live, and this is WordStitch Monday afternoons. I am Sandy. I am normally here with Chloe, who is here, but sort of like not here at the same time because her computer is rebooting right this second. So she is following along as I muddle through our first 5 minutes here, and she will be um, with us shortly. If you are a regular, you probably know that we're about to do 4 word sprints, or I guess word sprints. We call them word sprints, but really we mean word productivity sprints, right? So we're going to have 4 work sessions over the next 2 hours. I am working on cleaning up my stuff, which is not something I normally support as a writing activity for myself because I think it's kind of a fallback for me, right? Like it's a little easy for me to choose to organize instead of choose to write. But I'm going to give myself a pass right now because I have a newborn in the other room. So for right now, managing to organize something, including a Scrivener file, is like about the best that I can do. Tell us what you guys are doing. I see we have Laura here who says, yay, computer reboots. We love those. Yeah, seriously, right? I think Chloe probably loves that right now. The ghost of Chloe is here right now. Hi, ghost of Chloe. Hello, Devin. Thanks for being here. I feel like it's oh, hey, Courtney. Yeah, Courtney's computer is glitchy today too, so that makes at least 2 of us. But thanks for being here anyway. Um, I think after I start organizing or finish organizing or find my, by organize I mean find my Scrivener file and figure out what my writing stuff is under in my office. I'm I think that the last time we were here, it was February. The last time I was here was February 1st, and her was doing Groundhog Day resolutions, which I thought was a great idea. I'm curious. It's February, middle of February, right? Like we're already solidly into the year. So if you had a goal for this year or for this like first 3 months, I'm curious, what was it, and have you achieved it so far, or are you reassessing? I am 100% reassessing. Let's see. So who else is up? Laura says she just edited her gothic romance short story and might be ready for submission. Laura, congratulations. That's awesome when you have something that's ready for submission. I wish you the best of luck and hope that you find a place that will publish that gothic short story. That would be very cool. We could talk about short stories today. I think that Chloe, Ghost of Chloe, I know you're here somewhere. Have you done some short story publishing? I attempted it, but was never able to find any place that would publish my short stories. Um, but I think it's really cool when people have short stories out there. Like it's a really neat way to like get your name out into the literary community. Um, and I think for me, when I started self-publishing, that kind of fell by the wayside and wasn't like as important to me. But mostly because short stories don't pay very well. But I still think it's a really, really neat thing. Ooh, hey, Chloe's at 96% of whatever stage of the update she's in. Chloe, I have really bad news for you with this update. My computer updated the other day. My like Microsoft. It took like an entire day. I just remembered that. I hope that yours is significantly faster. Um, and Devin, goal is survival, going well so far. Devin, my goal right now is kind of survival, or maybe like the best way to put it is my goal right now is to stay afloat. Um, but okay, so it is 4:05, and I think Chloe can talk to us about Medium at some point. Oh, that was Laura. This is the one I meant to show. Chloe's. Laura, I just put yours up there. Your goals were achievable. Now you're blowing them out of the water. That's awesome. But let's talk more about all of this later. So let's write for now. Chloe has the timer for us. I don't know how she's doing this. She's not on the screen, but she's still got the timer. That's not me. See, like hands free. That's not me doing that with the timer. But we're starting now. Good luck. Okay, we are back, and from our first writing sprint. Oh, before my baby was born, I used to do things like word prompts. I feel like that gave me some nostalgia to think about for a second there. But I hope that you did, and those used to help me. But I hope that you did well with whatever it is that you're working on right now, whatever your goals are. It looks like uh, Chloe is not back yet, but she does have control of the timer, so which is very strange. Like she's on sort of with the timer, so somebody's going to be keeping us straight. So let me know how you did. I was I was going to clean up one part of my office there, and then I got a phone call from the hospital for another doctor's referral. So my entire life revolves around doctors right now, and I've been thinking about this with regards to writing, right? So one of the things I think is the scariest about being a new mom is the idea that like you lose your old identity. So like I identify as a writer, and now how on earth am I supposed to write with a newborn? Which is probably mildly unreasonable on my part right now, since like he's only 11 weeks old, and it could be that my life as a writer will resume after I start getting sleep again, which I hear happens at some point. Um, but I think that it's not the only event in life that can make it so it's hard to write, right? So like we all have these things that happen that prevent us from accomplishing our writing goals. And I've been wondering, like, when you have an obstacle, when you have something that gets in the way of your writing goals, or that like makes it so that you just cannot realistically accomplish the things that you used to be able to accomplish, do you do a teeny tiny bit every day? Do you give yourself a break for like a few months? Do you sort of go on sabbatical? Do you like try to get everything done? Like, what's your method of coping? I'm actually asking you guys that because I'm not really sure what I am yet. In the meanwhile, looks like we had Violet stop in and say hello. Thank you, Violet. We had Chloe's computer is still rebooting, but the computer is fighting her. Ouch. Devin just gave us a link to the list of open calls for submission. So if you're looking to submit, presumably, is this short stories, Devin, or is this like everything? I'm thinking about checking this out right this second just to find out. But if you are submitting things, then maybe check that out. Looks like Courtney didn't get anything done because she's struggling with computer things too. Everybody's struggling today. We're all struggling. Even that call that I got from the hospital was a referral to a new doctor for my son. I didn't even accomplish anything on that call because the doctor that he needs to see is booked out until April, which is a really long time when you're like only 11 months old and you need to see someone. So I guess we're on a bit of a, I don't know, struggle train today. And hopefully that will clear up. So as I'm waiting for you guys to write down what you're doing or what you're working on or how you deal with my sort of like what happens when life gets in the way question, I will ponder this philosophically. And then we will move immediately into writing because nobody wants to hear me ramble for a really long time. So this is a really good time to go get like a snack or take a break or do whatever it is that you need to do. So last year I had this journal and it was called You Go Girl. And it was about this thick. And I loved it because it did not have like, wow, what just happened to my lighting there? I don't know where that pink film is. I've apparently gone through some kind of rose sunglassy kind of filter and no clue why. We'll see if that fixes itself. In any case, so I had this like great journal that or planner that I really liked because it was kind of anti-planner. And I think I tend to spend too much time on stuff like organizing. I'll organize and not actually live my life. And I try really hard to combat that with like whatever tools I use. So like right now I'm looking at a baby book. I picked the most manageable baby book I could find, the one that had like one page for every month instead of like, 10 pages in a slot for literally absolutely everything that your baby could do. Because I feel like if I spend, I could spend weeks filling out a baby book, or I could go hang out with my baby, and there's limited time, so I'm going to hang out with the baby and try to do a few pictures here and there in the book. And I think planners for writers are kind of similar, right? Like, are you going to spend your time planning your writing, or are you going to spend your time writing? So this is my planner for 2019. It's, ignore the fact that it's called Commit. I got it because I liked the layout. It sort of just felt like very open, and I will share that part of the reason I got this book that I really like is it has so many stickers. Look at all those stickers. And stickers make me happy when I can't be productive in other ways. But I have ended up having to use this journal or this planner, not as a planner, but as a journal. So I sort of try to record things that I manage to accomplish, and it becomes more of a like to be, like instead of it's like a to-do planner, it's like a this was done kind of journal, even though it is set up as a planner. And I think that helps me because sometimes then I can look back and be like, oh, I did get this stuff done. Hi, Shadows Lair. Thanks for joining us. We are talking about productivity. Chloe is not here because her computer is being too productive right this second. And she says she feels like this whole year was a crash course on how to produce while life is falling apart around you. And Devin says life's been in the way since March. And I like, so here's another interesting thing about this. We had COVID, right? So like COVID hit everybody last year. And in some ways, Chloe's right. Like we had a crash course on how to survive. So like how are we all doing? Have you learned that skill? Because I think I learned how to work from home with my husband here, but I'm not really sure I learned how to like do life when life gets in the way. Anyways, for now, I'm just going to try to do whatever I can in whatever time I can, and that is my plan. So let me know your plan. It is 4:23, but I'm inclined to just make our writing sessions a little bit longer right now. So Chloe, I'm going to set. I think Chloe's behind me right now, so I'm going to set a timer for. Let's see, I think our next one would have been 25 minutes, right? Oh, we're not that far ahead.
I'm alive.
She's alive. I was just about to start early because I feel like otherwise people are going to listen to my exhausted rambling about non-productivity. And everybody's here to get stuff done, right? Oh, congratulations, Laura, for submitting your story for publication. That's awesome. But we're out of 25. Shall we get started on that?
Yes, because my computer is still being a little bit grouchy. So let's go ahead. I was like going to switch over to the other timer, like the timer on my streaming computer. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. So yes, let's go ahead. It is time now anyway. So let's go ahead and do our 25. Also officially hello to everybody. I am back and alive. Okay. So we're going to go for 25 and then we'll be able to like actually chat. Okay. We are back.
You're back.
How'd you do, Sandy?
I did clean one thing.
I support that.
It's a I like I put away a thing, which is
Baby steps.
seriously. This is all this is all a baby.
I did some editing, but also new problem. The sky gods are very angry right now. So hopefully nothing happens to my power, but or internet or anything. But if I vanish, I can at least like hop on my phone for part of it. But also, I'm leaning over because the cats are freaking out right now, and one of them is sitting next to me. So I feel obligated to pet him, even though he's probably freaking out because he's starving to death.
Oh, why is he starving to death?
Well, because he's a cat, and that's what cats do. Like, he's not actually starving to death. We feed them at 6 o'clock every single day.
Pretty sure he is starving to death.
Yeah. So because it's 4:51, he is clearly about to die, and I have forgotten about him, and he is wasting away to nothing.
Kitty is hangry and he needs help.
Yeah.
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 That's so did we ask how did you do? Was that the answer? Was that like sky god?
I did do a bit of editing.
That's good. What project are you working on? Eloise?
What was that?
Are you still on the Eloise Killian sequel?
I am back on that. I did the first round of editing already, and then I did the third round of editing of the final Shifter novel, and now I am back on the second edit of Killian.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, chugging along, hopefully getting it done.
I think I've triaged all of my actual writing projects for the year. Like, I know I really would like to get back to all of them at some point, but like this year it's going to be whatever I can get done in the tiny amount of time that I have, and then hopefully next year life will calm down a little bit. Like I hear there are things you can do with children, like sometimes they go to school every time.
Right. Maybe this is the year of flash fiction for you.
Or poetry. I think I can do poetry. Right. I feel like I'm in that like hallucinogen, like like that state of mind where you're just like so out of it that like everything makes sense. Which have you guys read children's books recently? Any of them? Like any children's books? No. There's a quality problem.
Oh, I knew that there was a quality problem with that one that you showed me. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was just because it was like an obscure topic and it was literally the only book on that topic.
And it was self-published. But
yeah.
But even of the books that I have found recently that are not self-published, like some of the really popular children's books are just terrible grammar and like make no sense in the right like you look at it and you think to yourself, wait a second, like how did this get an agent? And I can't quite figure that out. Like I'm confused about something. So it is possible that this is the year where I write children's books because geez, like.
And I'm assuming that you are comparing these to like the books that we grew up on to make sure that this is just something that you didn't notice when you were 3 because you were 3.
No. So something like the Berenstain Bear books are actually surprisingly well, let's just say it's a good thing that we don't learn how to write from Berenstain Bears, except that probably a lot of kids do, right? So like you'd be surprised how often
the Lord is just plotting behind me.
Yeah, he's totally plotting. And Devin, Sandy could write the song lyrics. Devin, have written a number of children's songs lyrics recently to correct for some problems, such as like My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean. That song is so creepy. My Bonnie lies over the ocean. What does that mean? Is it your ship? Is it like the ashes of your cremated wife? Is it like Like, where did that come from? Oh my gosh,
oh God. This is why I live in fear of this cat now. This is his new trick, and it's terrifying because that is not a big ledge, and that is a big cat.
So we've been revising some lyrics, so that could totally be a thing. I could absolutely revise. It is no longer my Bonnie lies over the ocean. It's oh mommy, please bring me a bottle. Much cleaner. And there are children's books that have to be fixed. Like Malcolm's favorite from his childhood was Mike Mulligan and the Mike Mulligan, because it's not a steam engine. Steamroller. I think it's a steamroller. Anyways, Mike Mulligan has like this digger steamer thing, and he calls it Marianne. And Mike Mulligan and Marianne work really well together, but like mostly when people are watching them. And it's yes, yes. I couldn't even we read the book and I thought, I'm gonna have to create a whole feminist version of this. Like I can't actually read my son this book because it's that bad. Yeah. And Violet, I like this. Maybe like they're lovers on the other side of the world.
It is. Usually Bonnie is referring to a lover.
Yeah, but is she on the other side of the world, or is she dead?
Right. If she's in the Americas, like usually if you were Irish and you went to thank you, Chalk. This is perfect. Thank you. Usually if you went to America, it was because you were a criminal. Oh my God, Chalk, just fucking do it. Sorry. Yeah, usually like most people who ended up in America from Ireland did so because they were criminals and they were sent there because of their crimes. Like we were kind of Australia for a while.
Oh, this is really interesting. I'm looking at the whole like Wikipedia thing on it. Although the song's origin is uncertain, its original subject could possibly be Charles Edward Stuart, Bonnie Prince Charlie.
Oh, and he was in France. That wouldn't technically be an ocean, but it, yeah.
Also, it is apparently like a traditional Scottish folk song.
Yeah, if it's about Charles, then I know all this because of Outlander, unfortunately. But yeah, if it's about Prince Charles, it would be a Scottish song, yes.
I just have a hard time seeing it that way. Like the lyrics later are things like, "Oh, blow ye winds over the ocean," or there's like, "Last night as I lay on my pillow, I dreamt that my Bonnie was dead." It's really creepy. It's really creepy. Have you listened to like Ring Around the Rosie recently?
Yeah, that's about the plague.
Yeah, we have a plague right now. I can't have him sing that song. That is politically incorrect.
Yeah, a lot of old songs are actually really creepy.
They're very, very creepy.
Yeah.
So that could be a whole new career for me. Just rewriting kid lyric songs. It's a thing. They do this.
Also, London Bridge.
Yeah. Uptown Funk is on the kids like playlist. Uptown Funk. That white gold. What? That's
I mean, there have been a lot of very questionable songs on Kids Bop as well. So yeah. Also, funny but also crazy fact, they are now up to That's What I Call Music 69.
Whoa.
So funny number, of course, but also how are there 69? That's what I call musics.
That is impressive. Yes. In any case, I just took up our whole time talking about children's things, so I'm gonna have to revise. It's obviously a new career for me.
There. We've put you on your track.
Thank you, fellow writers.
All right, so we are going for 30 minutes this time, and it is 5 on the dot here on the East Coast. So we'll see you guys at 5:30. Okay, that was time on that sprint. Were you able to get any work done, Sandy?
No, there was nothing done. Yes, sure. I printed a few things.
It's fair. I caught a continuity error, so that was good. I kind of had a feeling that I had a continuity error in it, and I sure enough did. So I caught that, and that was good.
That was good. That is
Yeah.
good to catch the continuity error.
Yes.
I need to catch up on sleep.
Yes.
I almost thought maybe what I could do is just sleep during the sprints, because it's not like I can get any writing done if I'm like exhausted anyway. And in a normal circumstance, I'd have said to myself, gosh, Sandy, if you're this tired, then what you should be doing is sleeping. And it would be like productive. That would have been my excuse. So if that's what happens the next time I'm here, it's justifiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sleeping sprints.
They're sleeping sprints. Do you remember like in college, like there are those like talk of like nap pods and stuff was like so glorious. Like somebody would be like, oh, this company is going to put a nap pod into their I don't know, their kitchenette, and all the millennials are going to like love it. And like that was so incredibly attractive. I don't think I ever like, I thought that was attractive then, but I don't think I really appreciated it, and I don't think I could appreciate it until right now. Now I really understand.
No.
Nap pods.
No, and I don't know. I feel like with college students, I mean, having also been a college student myself, like they do it to themselves.
But like not get enough sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you like chill the F out for a little bit, you do have time to sleep. But instead you're like, well, I got a party to go to. So
Yeah.
So this is so unfair that I don't have time to sleep because I have to do all this homework and I have a party to go to.
Right. I'm just so busy. How do you expect me to do these things? I can't, obviously.
Like, I got a sorority meeting. What are you talking about? So yeah, I feel like they wouldn't even take advantage of it. Like maybe in those like pockets, I don't know, you went to law school, you might know if law school is a valid pocket for that, or like medical school, but also that's just kind of the rest of your life if you're going to be a doctor.
Yeah, no, lawyers also don't sleep, but we did actually have like these enormous beanbag napping pods in this like really super pretty like sunny hallway that connected like a library and some other building, and I don't ever remember seeing somebody use them.
Yeah. And Shadow says, do I have a mouse that's working so I can click on it? No, stop. That's not where I want you to work. Shadow says, I never partied in college, yet I was still tired all the time. In fairness, I haven't been to college in 13 years. I'm a grown-ass adult, and I don't have, like, an actual job. I'm a writer. This is all I do is write. And like, you can argue absolutely that it's a job. It takes up a lot of time, but also like, I don't have a schedule I have to stick to. And yet I am still tired all the time.
Yeah, but that probably for the exact same reason that you'd be tired in college, even if you didn't party. I was not a partier, right? But what I was the kind of person who would have been up late or would have not kept normal hours, which is what most writers would do, right? So like if that's how you're right now, then it's just part of the vocation.
Yeah.
It's how it is.
So going back into comments, Courtney did finally resurrect her computer. So I hope you got work done and that sprint. And Laura is doing one last read through of her Gothic romance before she submits it tonight. Awesome. Double checking the submission guidelines, always important, because I swear to God, anytime I submit anything, I'll read over them like 5 times and then get everything together. And then I'll glance at them one more time and realize that I effed everything up. So I get it. Angel Ray got 548 and Shadow got 163. There is another kitty, yes. And yes, Shadow graduated and is still tired. It never ends. Like I don't have like a super dramatic social life. These are my children. Oh, the other one's on the floor. So I don't have like Sandy's 24-hour mom mode going on. There's absolutely no reason for me to be tired all the time, but I'm tired all the time.
No, but there are levels. There are levels of tiredness too, right?
Oh, sure.
And I think in college you're a certain kind of tired. You're like a, I don't know. It's kind of a pure tired, right? Like, because I feel like I took a lot of naps in college, and like those were wonderful, glorious naps. Like, because when you napped in college, like the only thing you screwed up if you like napped through something was like, you napped through a class or something. You thought like the world was over, but there were no. It wasn't real life, right? Not like in my world right now. I can't nap through the baby crying.
Right. I had catastrophic insomnia in college to the point that I dropped out the first time.
Wow.
I mean, it was induced by other stuff, but I couldn't sleep. So like I was constantly tired, but for a reason that I was like, this is the reason that like I try to sleep and I cannot.
Yeah.
So, and then like even the second time I had issues, but I had my schedule set up so that it was okay. And I did things that I shouldn't have to give myself wakies in college the second time.
I feel like you would have been a very interesting person to meet when you were 22. Not now, but like I would like to compare those two people, just to see what the massive, enormous differences are.
I feel like I am exactly what you expect that I would have been at 22.
Really?
Yeah. Like I feel like everything you know about me in the past says very much what I was at 22. Although it was before I started to do the whole managing a head shop and vending at music festivals thing. Although I was always hippie. My parents thought the hippie thing was a phase. And then I went raver, and they're like, oh, she's out of the hippie phase. But actually, it turned out that the raver thing was the phase. And actually, again, I just really liked drugs. And those were two scenes where I could get drugs. And then it turned out that, like, actually, I just needed drugs, not those drugs, but like, it's especially like
prescription drugs.
We're right. And obviously, like now 20 years later, we're a lot more aware of the medical benefits of marijuana. That, it's not looked at the same way that it was in like 1995. And also we are a lot better about like antidepressants and stuff like that than we would have been then. So, but at the time it was like, well, I just smoke pot all day. And then like, if I need to get myself going, then, we have all the different varieties of stuff that do that and like the worst possible ways, but they got the job done then.
I am, like I said, it would be very interesting to meet this.
Oh, but also another element to throw on that, though, if this like makes a little bit more sense when I say that I'm probably very much exactly what you would picture me as at 22. My mother is an alcoholic, and I was trained to like be able to get extremely intoxicated, but also take care of people. Because my mother basically forced me to drink in that way that parents kind of make you do things, and usually it's like karate, but for me it was shots.
Oh
So,
my
and
God.
then, like, she wouldn't be able to take care of herself, so I would have to. So that was the person I was, which if any of you are like comfortable in drug communities, you know that there's always like a mom in that community. Like no matter how they get, they still have that mom mode, and that was me. I was the
That's
one like making sure that everybody had a bottle of water at their raves, and that like they better be drinking that bottle of water and refilling it frequently.
oh my gosh. That's yeah. No, we would have if you'd met me when I was 22, you'd have been like, who's this like snooty goody two shoes who never does anything interesting?
But also,
Um,
when I was 22, one of my best friends is a reverend now. So don't think that I wouldn't like you.
you're open minded.
You were goody two shoes. Like I had friends all over.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
This conversation has gone in very weird places. This is what happens when one, when I show up, and two, when I'm exhausted and show up, and Chloe's also tired. And there's that happens.
But the good news is that y'all, if you ever are writing something that involves these clandestine topics and you need some realism to it, you have a person you can ask.
Gosh. You know, as soon as the child can start understanding things, we're gonna have to tone stuff down. I'm gonna have to like bleep you out in some cases. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, the other day Ken's niece was here. She's 16. She just turned 16, I think. And
That's not old enough. You don't have to bleep stuff out anymore.
the cops showed up at her house the other day because she snuck out and like was basically on an adventure to buy drugs and got caught by the cops. She didn't actually have anything on her, so it was basically, I don't know, curfew or whatever, I'm assuming is what it was. But like everybody's yelling at her, and I'm like, I'm trying to not be that guy, but also I'm really bad at like lying to people. So I'm like, okay, don't do that, but like we've all done it before.
I never did stuff like that. That was
Well, the group that we were with,
yeah.
the people who were here, other than her dad, which I'm assuming her dad, like I just don't know her dad super well, like well enough to know this, but like Ken and Cindy were also here, and yes, both of them also did this sort of thing. I am positive of it. And Shadow, I will say that my mother is still an alcoholic. So she's been an alcoholic my entire life. So yeah, I get it from your perspective that like, how could you ever do that? But like, you know, when you don't know that you're an alcoholic and especially like my brother was absolutely like, yes, I want to get drunk with my mother because he's also a train wreck. And then I come along and like, not really wanting to do this, but mom's telling me to do it, so whatever, I guess I'll do it. Here, have a shot of aftershock.
Oh dear.
It's
Oh.
funny.
Oh boy. Yeah. You need to write YA. I'm just putting that out there. I feel
No, if I write YA, it's all filled with sex and drugs.
that's what YA is filled with right now. That's all kids want to hear about is sex and drugs. They want to know what happens and how you get over it, and like what are the worst consequences, and is there anything good? That's, you could totally write that about YA. It could be very realistic, apparently.
That's
We should
fair.
write some more and not.
Yeah. Let's do our
Not
last sprint.
yeah.
Let's stop being like this and do our last sprint. So we are going to go for 10 minutes, and then we'll have our farewells. Yeah, go get some work done, guys. Okay, that was time on the final sprint. I got a little bit more editing done. I didn't finish my editing, but I got a little bit more. There's Sandy's pooping all over the place.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a baby crisis.
Yeah, I figured that from your new position. So that is everything for us today. I will be back tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow is Tuesday. Tuesday at 8 a.m. And then Wednesday at 8 p.m. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm going to do both of them at 10 a.m. I don't know why I can get myself up at 8 a.m. on Tuesdays, but not on Fridays. But that's been my life recently. So I've decided to just give up and push the Fridays back to 10 a.m. Yeah.
I support that. I'm much more likely to make it.
Yeah.
Significantly less likely just generally the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then we'll be back here at 4 p.m. next Monday. Devin posted it earlier, but if any of you want to join us on camera, you don't actually have to be on camera. You can just be the talking head bubble. It's fine. But if you want to join us live, there is a spreadsheet linked below us that you can sign up, and we'll get you on the show. We like having guest hosts, especially when those technical difficulty days happen and one of us doesn't end up being able to get on, or like doctor's appointment days for Sandy.
Which are a lot of days right now. So yes, we super appreciate that.
Yes. What else do I have going on? If you follow me on Twitch, I didn't make it onto Twitch at all this week, but that's okay. But I do pop on occasionally to do additional pop-up sprints, and my Twitch channel is linked below. Anything from you, Sandy?
Thank you all for joining us. I always get at least something done doing these, and I gotta go before my adorable baby starts falling.
The eruption happens. So on that note, thank you everybody so much. Yes, puppy just walked by. Thank you all so much. Also, I think I see baby foot happening. Is that baby foot that I'm seeing?
Oh yeah, is that him? Yep, I think he's kicking. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, baby foot is happening. So we're definitely going to let Sandy go. Also, my cats are attacking me for food. So we will see you guys all next week, and maybe tomorrow or sometime else this week. But in the meantime, you guys have a great day and be productive. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Don't mind me, I just hit the wrong button.